It's time to check in on the toning experiment. Let's see how much more tone has been applied to these while they've sit here in these envelopes. All right, let's check that out right after this. Intro, take 473. Cue music. Cue coins.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Now pick them up. I'm not rich. All right, here we got the Washington. It hasn't really changed much. Might be slightly bit darker. I figured this would take a few months before we saw any real change on it. These are still sitting over here off of the just on the desktop. Like I said, I was going to just leave them here. Just take a quick peek. Yep, not much change. And I still have this one sitting here. It's still about the same. Well, the greens are starting to really pop in some places on the obverse. Let's take a good look at this. Yeah, some of the greens are starting to really pop. And again, this has been cleaned. It has been dipped. So this is pretty much just melt value. But the colors are pretty nice that are starting to form on it. And here is the number one coin, the control coin. And I think by now we've shown that the putting it in a flip and having some silica gel has slowed. Probably hasn't completely stopped the toning, but it has really slowed it down quite a bit. It's still pretty white. Okay, I will put up a poll in my community tab of what we should do with this. And it's going to be, should I put it back in a flip and keep moving it around like I have been? Or should I just stick it in a new baggie, or put it back in the baggie by itself without a flip, without silicone gel, and stick it in the fridge and see how fast we can get it to tone in a fridge? It's going to be very cold, very damp, and I figured that would be a good test to see how fast we could get this to tone in a envelope without really chemically altering the surfaces. So that's going to be the poll. What I'll do is I'll put it back in the flip and such, and put it with the number 2 coins, because that's where it will go next. And then here in about a week or so, I'll either leave it there or I will move it to the fridge, depending on what the poll says. So make sure you go vote on that poll. Okay, so I've got pictures of them all. Let's start out with the temperature and humidity. So for the basement shelf and drawers, during that week those few weeks that it was down, the thermometer was down here, taking the temperature. Um, it got down to like the teens and 20s out. So that was when it was really, really cold everywhere. But surprisingly, temperature stayed up. My heater broke down in the basement, so I've been just using a little space heater. Um, but surprisingly, the temperature stayed pretty regular um, throughout the whole house, except for in the basement drawer. I think that was the week that it was like super, super cold, and it just didn't get up to the 70s in the basement that week. Um, but the basement drawer humidity is has been really low compared to the shelf and the other locations. So lowest temp was the basement drawer at 55.6. Lowest humidity was the basement drawer again at 36. That's surprising. Highest humidity was 62 down in the basement, and highest temperature by just a little bit was the second floor closet at 73. Um, so that is the temperatures and humidity. I'm seeing one thing from these temperature and humidity charts that I'm taking here. The stuff's pretty regulated in my house, and I guess that's good for energy savings wise with electricity and what have you. So I guess that's good news. All right, well, let's go over to the pictures here. All right, here's the control. Um, you could see it's kind of got some spotting on it that it didn't have at the start, but it looks like it's mostly um, pretty clean. You can see a little bit more of darkening spots on the reverse, but the flip and the little packet of silica gel has kept it. Looks like it's kept it pretty nice and in nice condition there. All right, so here's the basement shelf. Wow, it's starting to get pretty dark in spots. I don't remember how how dark it was a couple months ago. I know it was pretty dark, but it looks like it's darkening up pretty good with browns and dark tones here. And here's the reverse, and yeah, look at that. Wow, it's actually coming along. If you like the darker tones, and I'm using brown envelopes, and I'm wondering if that's where the browns and stuff are coming from. Here is the 90%, and you can see it's got some nice thick toning here. I don't know. I think that's some dark toning here on the edges. There might be some color in that, but it looks like it's dark as well. In the reverse, same thing, just some dark toning in spots and just the overall darker tone to it. So yeah, it's coming along. Let's see the drawer. Here is the drawer. Yep, basement drawer. The spots that were on here seems to be darkening it up faster than the other areas of the coin, but yeah, looks like it's progressing. The reverse has gotten pretty dark compared to the obverse, what it was at the start. Here is the 90% for the basement drawer. This one's not as brown. It looks like it's getting a little bit darker than the brown. Um, and here is the reverse. Roughly about the same on those. Here is the second floor closet. And as you can tell, it's toning there as well. Um, and here is the reverse. This is the 40%. Some of the spots that were there on the coin have gotten really dark. Um, but yeah, it's got an overall nice brown color to it. And here is the 90% from the closet. And you can see there's some dirty spots on it that are really adding to the tone and coloring in those areas. But yeah, it is getting uh, pretty dark tone. It's been 7 months, 7 months. I counted 7 months. Did I get it wrong? Um, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. This should be 8 months. So it says 7, but it should be 8. So let's go with that. Um, yeah, this is 8 months of tone. And there's the reverse there. Now this one, so I was putting pictures here. This one in the entry drawer seems to be getting some real. It might be one of the leading ones for tone. The entry drawer, which is surprising because the humidity and stuff is a bit lower. It's about average. Um, let's see, but yeah, these are getting pretty dark here. Here's the 90%. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is this 90% is surprising. This should be 5B. Guess I didn't change that. I messed up this slide. These slides, yeah, that should be 5B. Forgive me for my errors. Um, yeah, but the 90%, look at that. There's the reverse. It's not as stunning as the obverse, but yeah, some interesting tones forming. And you can see it did have a little bit of, this was probably the most toned out of them, so that might be why it's toning as much, but just the sheer difference is just interesting, in my opinion. Um, and like I was saying, I'm using the brown envelopes. I don't know if I was using a different color, if I could get a different color tone on the coins. That might be something I might try here in the future. Once I wrap up with this, once I get to maybe a year mark, and I'll make some changes, maybe try something else, try something a little different than just this, and we can see what else we can do with toning experiments. Okay, and here's pictures of the George Washingtons. This one was in the envelope I put back here. As you can see, not much changes. I did get a little different angle on the lighting. Um, so, but it doesn't seem like there's been much changes. The reverse might be slight bit darker, but it's only been 2 months, and we didn't really start seeing a change with the other coins till about 3 months in, 3 or 4 months. But yeah, and these were sitting in, and here's the one that was sitting out, just sitting out, and you can see um, I just got a slight different angle on the lighting, and so you can't see all the um, smudges and stuff as well on this one, on the new one. These have been sitting face up. There's a little green spot there. Yeah. These have been sitting on the desk face up, so I went ahead and put them face down, just to see if flipping them over would help them tone a bit more evenly. I don't know, just something I'm just trying. Here's the reverse. Looks about the same. So no, this is the one that's just sitting out in the open air, just sitting there. No real changes, nothing to really compare there. So that's where we're at on the coins. Yeah, so let me get these wrapped up and put back where they go. Okay, so I've got all the $50 packed back up, put back in their locations, and we'll check them again in about a month and a half or 2 and see where they're at. We're getting close to, I don't know, June is when I started, so we've got a few more months to go till we get to the 1-year mark on this experiment. But yeah, if you have any thoughts or anything, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If there's anything you'd like me to try and do or try to work on for the next one, just, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you thought of the coins. Let me know how you think this is going. Yeah, and I guess thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.